There is upstairs webcast, no, for children. They can watch there from above. No? They want to talk on their own. I think you're also like the babies. You only talk, you don't listen. Your mind keeps chattering, chattering, chattering. So what are we doing? We are simply talking. We are not listening to what the nature is telling, what the divine is telling you. You are simply throwing your tantrums here the whole time. And then one day you kick the bucket, you sleep, and then you wake up again and another body somewhere else. Again we start throwing tantrums the whole life. Not listen to the universe. Hmm. You know, the earlier that bhajan we sang, no? Alak Niranjana, Bhava Bhaya Bhanjan. There is one part of you which is not touched by anything. Can you recognize that part? You look back and see you had a great happy moment, but there was something that was not touched. And you were so miserable, yet there is something in the background which was not touched at all. Sometimes you call it, you feel so numbness, as though there is no feeling, no attachment to anything. How many of you experienced that? Those moments where you feel completely detached from those things which you liked once, which you loved, you suddenly feel you are not attached to it anymore. And those things which bothered you so much, that also you suddenly felt it's no longer bothering me. Am I dead? How many of you had this feeling? Am I dead? What has happened to me? So you start craving, oh, maybe I should be getting more joy, I should be more involved. But there is something in you which appears to be completely untouched. What is this? It creates uneasiness because you are familiar with only engaging in activity, not the witness. So that aspect in you which is not changing, which is a sort of unattached, untouched by anything, is what Niranjan means. Niranjan means non-sticky. You know, you get these non-sticky pans. Otherwise, your pans get stuck with your pancakes and other thing, whatever you put it there. It gets stuck in the pan. You have to scrap it, keep scrapping it, scraping it. You have to scrape it, right, to get it out. But there are non-sticky pans. It doesn't stick to anything. Like that Niranjan, Alak means that lamp, that light in you which is completely untouched. And what does it do? Bhava Bhaya Bhanjana. The fear, anxiety, it kills it.
Yeah.
Alak Niranjana. What does it do? Bhava Bhaya. Bhava is the world. Bhaya, fear of the world. You know, we reel in the fear of the world. What will happen to me tomorrow? What will happen to me tomorrow? What if I don't have any support? What if I don't have money? What if I am alone? If there is no relationship? All these fear. You have a relationship, you have a fear of losing it. You don't have it, you want it. When you have it, you still have a fear. If you don't have it, you feel, oh, I will be alone like this. What will happen to me? Fear. These are all type of fear. When you have money, you have a fear. What I will do with the money? What will happen after me? Who will take? If it is not there, oh, where I will get? what will happen, all type of fears, fear of insult, fear of not recognition, fear of no love in life, fear of lack, all these type of fears, bhava bhaya bhanjana, it just destroys that. What is it? Narayan, Narayan. That beautiful consciousness which is reflecting in the nervous system. It is very hard to get a human body, you know that. Huh? Millions of sperms are rushing to get one body, and one gets succeeds. One egg and one sperm succeeds. It has that life. It just gets into it. And then you got the human body. It's like a huge rush to get into a theater. One gets in, lucky one. Like getting a lottery. That's why it is said, it is very hard to get a human body. Once you got the human body, very hard to get interest in the spiritual path. Of the millions, few people get interest. And you get interest also, very hard to get the right path, right teacher, right master, right knowledge. When everything falls in place, you are the luckiest. There's so many people seeking and seeking. And they don't get it. There was an incident that happened way back. It was in the early 90s, or late 80s, 90s must be. I was in Italy, in Rome. I'm a little bit mischievous and a little bit playful also. I always said God loves fun, so I love fun too. So we went for a walk after a course, and I just, want to escape the crowd which was following me, or just to give them a little, trick. Many of them were elder to me, only I was the youngest. All those who were all elder to me. I don't think they would keep up with my pace of running and walking. So I ran into a bush. It was a slope of the hill, and I ran into a bush. When I ran there, before everybody could realize where I was standing, and there was one gentleman. He was on his knee. He was praying. He had tears in his eyes. He was praying so hard. He was praying very sincerely, praying. And I just stood in front of him. It took him 3, 4, 5 minutes maybe to realize there is someone in front. And then he opened his eyes, and then he was big shock. I didn't know any Italian, he didn't know any English. And tears were rolling. He was a young man, in his 30s or 40s. I was also young. Now also, but then I had a lot of more hair and white dress, and so I was standing in front of him, and he was tears. By this time, our gang found out where I was. They one by one started coming. And I needed a translator, because he needed a translator. He couldn't say. And he said, he went around the world everywhere, went to India, got so many malas, and he did so many japas for 2 hours, 3 hours every day. Morning 4 o'clock he would get up, and he visited everything. He went to the monastery, Christian monastery, and he was looking and searching. And he got so tired, so depressed. He was so desperate to have an experience because he found everything dark. Then he said, finally, I told God, God, I cannot anymore. You please send me somebody. You send me my teacher. You give me whatever. You come to me now. He said that is what he prayed, and he was sitting and praying. And when he saw our whole gang was all blissful, everybody laughing, everybody in a very happy state, meditative state, his eyes opened. Suddenly he felt energy. He said, I feel unbelievable energy. I feel so good. So good. Then he followed us. And he explained that he was seeking and seeking, and finally he said, I cannot anymore. God, you please send me. When he gave up everything, he sat there with tears in his eyes, cried. And there he got the art of living. There I appeared to him. Then this man, you know what he had? He was a scuba diver. How he became a seeker. This is also interesting story. He was a scuba diver in scuba when he was in the water some how many meters. Suddenly is whatever has happened. And he was in the verge of death. He felt out of body experience. He suddenly felt that I'm not the body or something. He felt some light and he was seeking when he came out, he suddenly, from being in a very gross life, he started seeking, looking for, there must be some meaning for life. There must be something more to life than eating, socializing and drinking and sitting and moving around. There must be something more. Then he went on seeking and seeking for several years. And then when he came to our satsang, did the kriya, he was complete. He said, what do I do with these malas now? He said, just keep them at home. You don't need to do anything much. So yeah, this is what I was looking for. What glimpse of experience he had had in life, he could now have it. He felt so complete, so satisfied, complete. Why I'm saying this is, it is hard. There are seekers in the world. So many are seeking. Those days there were no YouTubes, there was no WhatsApp, no messages, no social media. It was very hard for people to know anything, only through flyers. I know many of our elderly devotees, what they would do, go on flyering. You put flyers and people look at the flyers, they come to a program. Otherwise, it was not as easy as it is today. Right? So, Alak Niranjanya, it is an aspect in you which is untouched by any of the happening. You look back. Last year you were unhappy. What happened? You are still alive. Year before you were unhappy. You are still alive. You had anxiety attack 2 months back. You didn't die. You are still alive. You had anxiety attack 10 years back. Why don't you remember your own experience? Your own experience is a teacher to you. It will tell you, hey, come on, this is all happening in the circumference, in the outside. But you are completely different from that. You are a witness. So this is beautifully explained. On a tree, there are two birds sitting. One is eating the fruit, another is just watching. So in the tree of life, there are two minds, two consciousness. One is the self, which is just witnessing. The other is the other part of consciousness, which is eating, which is drinking, which is engaging in all the activity, which is feeling miserable, happy, angry, jealous, upset. All this is okay. One bird is watching. You just be with that bird which is watching. Even remembering that is a relief for this. Now, uh, our whole effort is to get rid of the quality of this bird, which is eating, which is angry, which is making noise and all that. Leave it to itself. Through mind, you cannot repair your mind. Our whole exercise is to correct the mind with the mind. And when you say, no, I am not going to get angry. And when you get angry, you blame yourself. Oh, I should not be. I should not. I promise myself I will not do. What is promise you? Your one aspect of it is doing all that. Now you remember Alak Niranjan, Bhava Bhaya Bhanjan. When the remembrance of that which is not moving, which is not shaky, which is non-sticky, will remove all the fear and anxiety out of it. So you are in that stable state of blissful consciousness, divine consciousness. And that is why you go to Guru. So when you remember Guru is with me, you gain the strength. How many of you experience this already? When you feel the Guru is with me, then the Guru and the watching bird is the same. Mind and the small bird is the one which is eating and always engaged, always crying, always. If you have something, you are upset. If you don't have something, you are upset. Anyway, you are upset. Whether have or not have, you will be upset. You know, people who have everything are more upset than those who do not have things. This is a fact in the world. Because people who do not have anything, they are struggling to, they are doing something, they are swimming here and there and getting something to survive. But one who has comfortable, one who has everything to survive, he is worried about, is anxious, is depressed, all these things happen. So remember this, that's it. That's why I said, latch on to the master. Because God is just a concept, you don't know God. We have never met God. We have never met the self or soul. But what you can do? Be in the Sangha. Be with the group of sadhaks. Be with that master. Be with the knowledge. These three things. Knowledge, a group of people who are practicing Sangha, or with the master. One of these three, you can always have an access to it. With the modern technology, you always have access to everything. Being the master is not just sitting in front of me all the time. You mentally, you feel connected. Consciousness, you should feel in the you should feel connection. Consciousness is one conscious. We are connected. The sense of connectivity. That is the beginning. You feel the connectivity with the master. Then you feel connectivity with the whole existence, the whole universe. That is a description of masters. But in Guru Puja, what do you sing? Gagana Sadrisham, like the sky, Vishwatitam, Gagana Sadrisham, beyond this material world. Master, your consciousness is like the space, like the sky, so vast. So remembering, putting your attention on that, you become like that. You are not separate then. The separation goes. If the separation, when you feel separate,